Welcome to my new series called Kitchen Nightmare Dishes, where I turn crappy looking dishes from kitchen nightmares and do them justice. For episode 1, we get the steak and lobster rocky dish from Chappy. Essentially a surf and turf dish. When Ramsay had this dish on the show, he described the lobster as chewy and the steak as chewy and tough. What made things worse, a tenderloin or fillet was used in this dish, and the chef beat or tenderized the tenderloin. Yes, that is what happened. Does tenderizing a tenderloin make sense to you? Well, not to me at least. Remember, the beef tenderloin is the softest and most tender cut of beef, so... Welcome back to my new series called Kitchen Nightmare Dishes, where I turn crappy looking dishes from kitchen nightmares and do them justice. For episode 2, we get Sushi Pizza from Sushi Ko. Now, Sushi Pizza done right is bomb, but when done poorly like at Sushi Ko, it might cause you to spit it out like Ramsay did. One of the waiters even told him not to get it, and then when he spat it out, he called it rancid. Fun fact, Sushi Pizza was actually first made in Canada, where I live, which is so cool. Welcome back to my Kitchen Nightmare series, where I turn crappy looking dishes from kitchen nightmares and do them justice. For episode 3, we get the Gumbo recipe from Chappy's. Before Ramsay even had a taste of the dish, he said, "Chappy took a crappy in my gumbo." After he tasted it, he proceeded to call it disgusting, as it said it was very watery and bland. Not my gumbo, however. I had a few people requesting me to make them gumbo, and for the first time making gumbo, I'd say it turned out pretty well. The flavors were poppin', and the broth itself was just crazy good. Ramsay said himself, a good gumbo is a game changer. Welcome back to my Kitchen Nightmare series, where I cook crappy looking dishes from kitchen nightmares and do them justice. For episode 4, we got the lobster roll from the Black Pearl. Ramsay had a mixture of Connecticut, Maine, and Canadian lobster rolls, and he said all three tasted horrible, bland, and the bread was just very, very soggy. Funny enough, just 4 days after the episode aired, the restaurant would close. One particular owner who didn't like Ramsay would blame him on the show for the closure. But if you watch the episode, you'll likely think a different reason, as this particular owner was very full of himself and, well, couldn't take feedback very well. And I like my buns burnt, you guys. Fuck. Welcome back to my Kitchen Nightmare series, where I cook crappy looking dishes from kitchen nightmares and do them justice. For episode 5, we get the California burger from the infamous Burger Kitchen episode. Fun fact, the owner, Alan Saffron, is the son of a criminal mobster named Abe Saffron, who is a major organized crime figure in Australia. This might explain why Alan took $250,000 from his son's inheritance. What would you do if you ordered a steak at a restaurant and it came out like this? Well, that's how Gordon Ramsay was served when he visited Flamango's. I mean, just look at this thing. The steak is literally served on a roof tile. And on top of that, it was served to him on a trolley. A trolley, people. The worst part about this whole thing is that when he tried the steak, he said it was very tough and chewy, which should never be the case with tenderloin, considering it's the softest cut of meat. Also, one of the owners, Adele, was a complete Karen and was not appreciative of the changes that were implemented. So screw that. You know what's better than a Big Mac? Besides almost anything else, of course, is your own homemade Big Mac. This is arguably the most famous burger in the world, and yet for some reason, every time you eat it, you feel like crap. I'm not trying to actively diss Mickey D's, but it's literally what happens to me whenever I eat a Big Mac. But their fries are good. And did you know, up until the 90s, Mickey D's used to coat their fries in paper towel, but then switched to vegetable oil with beef flavoring.